I'm going to read some short stories from my new book, Children of the Days. The title, Children of the Days, Los híjos de los días, comes from something that I heard years ago in a Mayan community in Guatemala, when some of the Indians there, we were talking about Indian traditions, Indian culture, and one of them said this sentence, no? We are children of the days, we are sons and daughters of the days, which is related to sort of a genesis synthesis made by me afterwards, who may explain it with these words. And the days began to walk. And they, the days, made us, and thus we were born, the children of the days. Nosotros, los averiguadores, los buscadores de la vida. And if we are the children of the days, it's no surprise that every day gives rise to a story. Because you see, scientists say that we are made of atoms, but a little bird told me that we are made of stories. And now I'm going to tell a few of those stories born of the days. January 26, second founding of Bolivia. On this day, in the year 2009, a plebiscite said yes to a new constitution proposed by President Evo Morales. Up to this day, Indians were not the sons and daughters of Bolivia, they were only its hired hands. In 1825, the first constitution bestowed citizenship on 3% of the population. The rest, indigenous people, women, the poor, the illiterate, were not invited to the party. For many foreign journalists, Bolivia is an ungovernable country, incompetent, ungovernable, incompetent, incomprehensible, intractable, insane. Perhaps, but they have got the wrong in. They should just admit that for them, Bolivia is invisible. And that should come as no surprise. For until today, January 26, 2009, Bolivia was blind of itself.
Wasn't that wonderful? You know, I've had the good fortune of spending the last couple of days with Eduardo, and we flew in from Chicago, was it yesterday or the day before? And you know, when you travel, you're always losing things or afraid of losing things, and we lost a few things. And Eduardo told me just backstage before we came on that every morning he has to tape his head on to his neck because he's afraid he's going to forget it. Which to me seemed like a metaphor for what he does for us in his writing, because Eduardo, you prevent us from having amnesia somehow. You remind us of the little bits in history that somehow we should not forget. Tell us about, is this a conscious project on your part to revive us and to slaughter that amnesia that we have?
Yes, up to a certain point, but it mainly comes from the fact that each day I hear in the streets, in the countryside, some stories that deserve to be told. Or it happens also, the stories come to me and they touch my shoulder or my back and say, tell me, I'm worthy, I'm a great story, tell me. And usually are very, very simple stories coming from simple people. And I smell something special on these stories, on some of these stories, a certain mystery inside, an intensity. And then I write some of them, or try to do it. And I write, once and twice and thrice, one version, second version, third version, 10 versions of each text. So I work a lot in trying to share the stories I have been told. And finally I get one that seems to be okay. And after 1 month or 2 months, I find that it's not the final version, that there is another final version. So it's a hard work for me, writing, but also it gives me high pleasures and feelings that I cannot even name because they're so intense. I think I am, I don't know, something like touched by some magic destiny. I don't know, the privilege of telling stories untold, coming from scorned people